Recording is on.
All right, thanks for joining this first presentation call of the Bitcoin Designathon number 2, 2025. It's been 2 weeks in the making. We're a small group here. We'll see if more people join. If not, we'll just keep it short, and there'll be that. And before we start with the presentations, I just want to give a little bit of a shout out, and I've prepared a presentation here, just a handful of slides. So I'll just go through these real quick. So the first one is thanks to all the sponsors. So we have Blockstream, represented by Basak here, which does a ton of things from satellites to separate networks to Blockstream Green and Jade and all of that. Then we have the Bitcoin Design Foundation, which Mo and I are representing here, trying to make sure all this Bitcoin design stuff is sustainable. Ecash, which, Eric, are you actually part of Ecash or are you loosely involved?
No. They're just, we know them because of the Cashew ecosystem. So, but no, I'm not a part of the board or anything like that.
But you roped them in, so thanks for doing that. They're sponsoring the Ecash Notes Prize. Thanks for that. Plan B Network, which we're probably starting to do more stuff with as well with Blockstream, is a education platform. So if you're done after this Designathon, want to learn more, that's a good place to go to. And then the Here Comes Bitcoin store if you want to get all swagged up. That's a good place to do so. So big thanks for all of them for making all this possible. Then the next thank yous go to the partners. And partners are kind of a mixed thing here. So we had, let me actually switch over to the website real quick so I can remember all of those. So they're kind of partner events. So at the same time that the Designathon was on, there was the BTC++ Austin hackathon where Jason also did the accessibility workshops. There was some overlap and collaboration there. The Bitcoin 2025 hackathon is still a few more days. We try to connect people there with workshops and not, with somewhat limited success. And then we also had the Global Accessibility Awareness Day, where also Jason really did an awesome job with his 4 sessions there, which was just 2 days ago. And then another quick shout out to all kinds of organizations that supported this event, which, we have several people from Bitshala, including PaperSci, one of the judges. And then also, organizations like Vintium, Libreria de Satoshi, Bitcoin Dev Project, B-Trust, all these things that make this ecosystem kind of work and create all kinds of events and learning material and all of this type of stuff. So huge shout out to all of them. They all help in many big and small ways. So to the next round of thank yous, let me just see where that one goes to. Organizers. So we have some of them here. Mo, Eric, Jason, PaperPsych. Did I miss anyone? There was just so much stuff in the background, just making all of this stuff work, talking to people, helping out people, joining calls, making social media posts, making connections with sponsors, all this type of stuff. So big thanks to everyone there. And then quick shout out to the judges here. We have one of them, Basak here, representing Blockstream and herself, of course. Then we have Ale from Proton. If you joined the Proton design review call recently, you remember her from that. John Spihari, which is a total legend, kind of helped initiate the original Designathon in the first place. Then Tom Badley, who is a little bit remote to the design community or Bitcoin, but maybe we can rope him in. He's like the mastermind of Ecash note or general build design. Like he wrote the book on it. So good job, Eric, for bringing him in, and he's going to help review the Ecash notes track. Sahil, which you may know from his podcast or ABDC or his newsletter, also very involved designer. And then PaperPsych representing Bitshala. He's here too. Thanks for joining, PaperPsych. Shout out to you. So big thanks to everyone there. And then to all the participants for joining and making all of this stuff happen. I'm very excited to see what you've been cooking up here. Hope everyone had fun, learned something. Designathons, hackathons are for tinkering, for meeting some people, for messing around, learning something. If you end up with an amazing product and something you're super proud of, awesome. If not, then you just learned a few things, met a few people. That's also a good outcome. Hope you got something out of it. Now it's showtime. Let's go to the presentations. Every team gets 5 minutes to a total of 10 minutes. It's great if it's 5 minutes for a presentation, like a demo or walkthrough, and then 5 minutes for questions. Anyone here can ask questions. Just raise your hand. And if you go over 10 minutes, we're gonna kind of like to do in these award shows. We'll play some music, or we'll just kind of tell you to slow down a bit or leave a message or so. And if you present here, also make sure to fill out the form, the submission form. I think 4 teams submitted so far. Usually they all come in at the very last minute. That's kind of how it tends to work. Make sure to fill that out, even if you present here as well. And that's it. Mo, Eric, did I miss anything else?
Yes, I would also like to say a big thank you to Christoph as well for all of the organization. He excluded himself. So big round of applause for Christoph.
Yeah,
Also
thanks,
for all of his
Christoph.
work. 100%. Yeah. And participants, we're looking forward to seeing your work. Don't be nervous. As long as you just put your best foot forward, that's good enough. So yeah, let's go.
Awesome. So who would like to take the stage first? Did someone already say something in the comments, maybe? No, otherwise, raise your hand. There's like a raise hand button there at the bottom, or just turn on your mic if you'd like to present.
I don't mind going first.
Go for it.
Awesome. Let me quickly share.
Okay, so you were first, and then Toby raised his hand. So Toby can be next.
Yeah. So the idea. Can you see my screen?
It's coming up right now.
Yes, now we can.
Awesome. So the idea was basically to make the Bitcoin Bonsai, which is a tool that helps you make buy and sell decisions, but it's a mock tool. It's connected to the real world, but essentially helps you understand whether or not you're making the right decision. How to use the Bonsai widget. The Bonsai widget works with, say, a water and a harvest input. Basically, that shows you whether or not, again, you're making the right decisions or no. This is what the layout looks like. A lot of changes have been made since we last spoke. So a new ticker has also been added when you harvest. So when you click the water and harvest button, you have a notification that shows up. You cannot, so when you start the plant or when you start this program, you start with a 0% change, and you have to start with watering your bonsai. So as soon as you say click water, it updates the stats for you. Basically, it takes into account what price you watered at, and now it starts calculating your average price from there. You can see some uh, action here, where basically you're putting in the prices, you're putting in what at what price you want to log a water by, or what price you want to log a cell. And all of these basically get stored in the log at the end. These are the different states of what you'll see your bonsai at. So you see the bonsai at all-time high. So when Bitcoin is at the all-time high price, the tree will look like this. This is what you see right now, the neutral state, because you haven't, in this case, we haven't made a lot of percentage change from the harvest and from the watering. In terms of watering, it teaches you dollar cost averages, understanding entry price, and basically harvesting teaches you profit realization and risk management. All of this, again, because it's connected to the market data, gives you a more um, essentially more detailed understanding of how to put your money in the market, or get your money out of the market, and basically it's a trading tool for kids to start with. That's all I have. You guys have any questions? This is where I want to get to eventually. This will be a tabletop lab. For now, we have a working app. I will be sharing the app with you guys and a GitHub link very soon. But yes, that's where I'm at. Had a great time uh, at the hackathon.
Nicely done. I like the Matrix, like 3D style, not 3D, but like Super Matrix kind of futuristic Blade Runner style.
Awesome. Thanks for presenting. Was this a solo project or did you work on with others? And I also, did you come in with the idea into the event? And if so, kind of
Yes.
what work happened before and what did you work on the last
Right.
weeks?
So, what happened before was I wanted to, I knew what I wanted. I wanted a tabletop lamp, which essentially told me what Bitcoin was doing, say, throughout the day. But then I realized that me building the lamp or designing a proper full lamp over this hackathon won't be possible or feasible. So I then decided to make uh, the desktop widget version of the exact same lamp, which then once I explained to the developer who I was working with, decided it would be too easy because you're just taking Bitcoin data and then showing that number on screen. So to make it more fun and interactive, we essentially ended up with this whole matrix looking app that basically now is a plant but acts as a portfolio in a way, because yeah, you basically decide whether or not you're buying or selling or making the right decisions based on what your plant looks like.
Mm.
So yes, the entire thing was made after the fourth, which is when the designathon started.
Nice. I actually really enjoy the metaphor that you have there with bonsai. Definitely makes it interesting. There's also the data visualization component in this experience. So I wonder about your design process there when you were thinking about the percentages and the colors and how you kind of represent the positive negative trends there.
Right. Would you like to see it again?
Yeah, that
Um,
was great. Yeah.
yeah. One second. So basically, the different visualizations of the different. So when I actually started, I designed all of these different bits on Figma, but then using ChatGPT. But then the developer had some problems putting in the designs exactly the way they were. I'll show you what I had before. Yeah. So the idea was to have different, or the idea was to design something like this, but then it was quite hard for the design or for the developer to implement. So then we went with a more pixelated style, where different plants or different parts of the plants show different things. So for 0% change, you have just the pot. For 10% change, you have like a -10, oh sorry, a +10 plant going, and then a bigger plant, and then eventually you have fruits growing for the all-time high. Same way for the negatives as well. Well, in here your pot is basically broken for all-time low. Oh, sorry, was this what you wanted to see? The different visualizations of the
Yeah.
tree.
Yeah, definitely. And how you kind of ran and ended up with those design decisions. But thanks for the clarification.
Oh
Um,
yeah, yeah. So went through like a lot of actual design changes. Like the idea was first to then make it like a sword, then have. But then we ended up as a bonsai. First, I actually started with something very basic built on Python, but then realized Python might not be the greatest for visually displaying widgets. Also made like different changes. This is essentially what I ended up with, using this as the reference. Um, Basically a HUD from a particular game, and yeah, it basically built all of these out uh, throughout throughout the designathon to basically test and see what can be done, what cannot be done.
Mhm. Nice.
The-
Yeah, please continue if you had more.
oh no, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can ask me any questions. Mostly,
Mhm. It's also, quite simple and visual, which makes it again interesting and powerful.
yeah,
As far
yeah.
as I understand, you kind of envision this as an educational experience, as an educational tool. So I
Mhm.
wonder about your thought process there again, from a content point of view, like how you would
Right.
also integrate maybe more educational content, so that it would, um, you know, kind of be incorporated and amplify the educational part of the experience. Or
All
was
right.
that a more intentional
Well,
decision to keep it more simple and visual?
Yeah, so the idea was to keep it as simple and visual as possible. Again, this app will not necessarily tell you uh, directly whether you're making the right decision or no, but intuitively over the time, as you use the app more and more and you make these mock buy and sells, you will get an understanding of whether you're making the right decisions in the market or not. And once you have gained more confidence, you can, or once you see your plant actually growing, you can actually spend real money and get into the market. That's the idea. Also, all of the comments or the pieces or the actions that you take will be displayed, or will display some sort of notification here. So in this case, what are your bonsai to begin, and then there will be other slides. Basically, there are a couple of bugs here and there that need to be fixed, like for example, this log. Actually, this log is working. But basically shows you the price that you got in at, which was watered at, and then the price that you harvested at. So in this case, you gained a profit of 0.02, and you can then export this log and then again start over if you want to. But the idea is to not make it too intrusive, but also to act as a mock buy and sell button mainly for
Mhm.
Bitcoin.
Nice. Thank you. I also appreciate that you have a working interactive prototype. Um,
Oh yeah, yes. I thought that would be quite important. 'Cause, yeah, I also didn't know the process of how often, how the back and forth with the developer would be, which was also a massive learning for me because yeah, time constraints with coding plus time constraints with design. Overall, great fun.
All right, thanks, Asit. 10 minutes are up now. Thanks for presenting. Just one more quick question. Maybe that's a good thing for everyone else to also say at the very end. If they want to follow up with this project, where would they go to? Do you have a website or social media account or something
I
to
will
follow?
I will be putting it up on either Twitter or on.
Mhm.
No, I don't really have a website right now, but eventually this will go into fundraising, which will then go into Geyser. So yeah, you'll see it around. Trust me.
More okay,
If
awesome.
you're-
More to come.
yeah.
Great. Awesome. Thank you
Yes.
so much. Then let's hop on to the next. I believe Toby earlier raised a hand. Let me know if that was intentional or not intentional, and if you'd like to present now. Then
Yeah, it was intentional.
okay,
I'm ready.
awesome. Then stage is yours.
All right, thank you, everyone. Okay, so Timmy and I worked on this Zeus redesign, and we'll be walking you through our process and how we ended up solving some of the problems that we found out. Right. So I'm just going to share my screen So I just walk you through. I'm going to move as fast as possible so I don't, delay. Okay. Thank you. So before we start, when at the beginning of the project, we with the help of I think the first call where we drafted the approach the best approach for the project, right? Which was to either speak to devs, see what users are saying online, and also get inspiration, get information from AI that's using chat and all that. So we did this, and I'm going to show you the results of all of these actions, right? And we ended up answering the final questions, which are which screens, if we designed, would have the highest impact on the product. Okay, so first things first, we had to get on the Telegram group for Zeus to try and start asking questions as to what problems are currently what a lot of people are actually facing. And we also went ahead to create a post on Stacker News also. So we needed to get the perspective of people who love Zeus and people who don't really like Zeus, or people who have problems with Zeus. So we could get really rich information. And the post on Stacker News actually gave us a lot of feedback. And from this, we were able to get generalize the problems that were out there, which was the first problem, new people that are new, not really understanding how to navigate or where to go or what to actually do. And another thing was loading time for while and we with this information, we decided to now try out a few solutions to try and see if we could solve the problem. So we actually did a lot of iterations to try and see how best we could actually solve this. So the first design, so we came up with 2 iterations at the end of the day. I'm just going to play the prototype. So the first iteration was this, where you land on the page. Let me quickly show you what. Okay, I'll show you. Okay, so on the old or the existing, this was what it looks like where someone lands here, and it's this was the first time I opened Zeus and I was actually lost. So even using myself as a case study, I was actually confused. So, and having to explain things, right? And we needed to put micro copies to make sure things are at least explained better than it already is. So we had to add subtext beneath it, each call to actions. For example, what is used? Let's break it down for you. Or do you want the advanced setup where you connect to a remote node? Or you could just quick start where your own node is on your phone, right? So we're currently designed for a newbie. So clicks what is Zeus. So we're basically walking through what exactly Zeus is about. Then we can learn more for newbies who don't really have the click learn more. I can now see what a node mean, right? Because we don't want to assume everybody is so informed about what Bitcoin is all about, basically. So we also, on this next screen, there's also a learn more to explain what on-chain means, with the call to actions being here also, in case they still want to make up their mind and go straight. Also explaining on this page that speaks about Lightning, just explains what Lightning payment does and what Lightning Network mean. And we know we cannot really capture every single information. So we also dropped links that could take them out to an external website or an external document to basically explain deeper. That's for people who want to do that, right? So because to the Bitcoin space and all that. So going to take you through the quick start. So another thing we noticed from our research was a lot of people complaining about the loading time, right? And just loading and stays. So the quick solution we had was to, when you click on the loading, click on quick start, while it's loading, it's basically informing the users what this is all about, basically. So instead of just waiting around, you're basically educating yourself as to what it is. So that time you're not really feeling like your time is being wasted. You're being occupied also. Then we went ahead to do an A/B test and between the 2 iterations that we had, and these were the results, because we posted on few places. We posted it on the test, and a lot of people chose the first option. Then we also posted it on the Zeus channel, also on Telegram, and we also got reasonable feedback, which was why we decided to go ahead with this. So I'm going to hand it over to Timi to just finalize, to just speak on the remaining parts of what we worked on. Timi.
All right. Please, can everyone come?
Yes.
All right. Let me just share my screen. We'll do this quickly because it seems. First off, big shout out to the people at Zeus Wallets. They've been really.
Now I can't hear anything. How are
Yeah,
everyone
it's
else?
broken up for me as well.
Yes,
Unfortunately.
I mean, this works, and at the moment, people are currently using this. A lot of people are actually using this, and it works. So what we are just doing is an improvement. One of the areas we focused on during this redesign is also the homepage, because that's like one of the major places people will come on, and we understand that once people don't have a good understanding of what the home page looks like, especially for new users of Zeus, there is a tendency that they would experience a very high bounce rate where people just come, they are lost, and then they leave. So now, taking a very good look at the current homepage, it works, looks really good, very simple and clear. However, one of the things we noticed from observation and research is that there are no very clear call to action as you would expect on your typical wallet. You know, one of the things you want to do as a product owner when
Gone again.
Yep, we lost you for a bit. Come back.
there's no mental mode where you see the send, you see the receive. And if you look at the next screen, you would understand that once you tap on Lightning, then you can now see that you can receive or send via Lightning. And then same thing when you tap on chain, you can now receive or send on chain. But when we tested this with 2 users, we asked them to use the homepage, and then they really had no idea that they could actually click this. So that was one thing we put into consideration. Another thing was that we wanted users to come on the platform and at least they can focus on just one thing at a given time, say maybe their wallet balance, and then carry out action. And then that was what informed the current design that we have. If you take a good look at the current design we have, you see that we have labels, which is telling them that this is their wallet balance. We have the wallet balance in BTC, and then we have the equivalent in dollars. And then we have just three CTAs, call to action: send, coins, and receive. So when you click on a particular CTE, say maybe send or receive, then you can now choose if you want to receive via Lightning or on chain. Another thing we did in the redesign is that we added the recent transactions. So this is also a form of accessibility. Come on the homepage.
Gone again, Timmy. Maybe Tobi, I think your connection was better. Maybe you could hop in.
Okay.
If you look at the current design,
Okay, Timmy's back.
yes, please.
Sorry, your voice disappeared there for, I don't know, 10 seconds or 15 seconds or so.
Oh, that's my network. Sorry. Can you just let me know where you heard me last?
Sorry, I don't quite remember.
You were.
Yeah.
It was pretty much here. You were showing the differences between receiving Lightning and on chain.
All right.
But it's
All
also it's also like almost time to start wrapping up the 10 minutes. Yeah, maybe just do it super quick and then leave it. Have time for 1 or 2 questions.
All right, all right. So I was just explaining that on the current homepage, you had no clear call to actions until you click on either Lightning or on-chain, and then that was what we're trying to fix. That when you come on the homepage, you see your clear call to action, because this is the mental mode for users who have used wallets before and who are new users of it. So you come on the platform, you see your CTA to send or receive, and then when you click on send or receive, then you can now choose if you want to send or receive via Lightning or via on-chain. This using the number of clicks users would have to carry out to carry out their primary action on the platform, which is to send or receive money.
Awesome, cool. Let's. Is it okay if we switch over to questions now?
Yeah. I have a quick question. Timi, are you also from the UX Bootcamp in Africa?
Yes.
This is amazing. Okay, so this makes me so happy. So just for the rest of the people who are listening, Timi and Tobi actually joined the UX Bootcamp, which we held in Africa in Kenya last year. And the bootcamp was very focused on using data-driven, research to make product decisions. It makes me so happy to see that they've implemented this throughout their redesign process. They did research in the beginning, then they designed, then they did A/B tests. I'm so happy and so grateful to see how the two of you have approached this. So proud.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah, great job on the research. I know Mo's very happy, and I hope it looks like you guys put a lot of those lessons into practice. On the research side, I have a question. So you guys did a good job of reaching out to Telegram and Stacker News, and you got some feedback. How did you decide which feedback to prioritize and what to focus on based on feedback from the users? And how did you decide to things that you think should be fixed just from your own intuition, your own eye for craft or design? Did you guys make that kind of distinction? Did you only try to address feedback that you got from users? Or any of the changes that you made that came from you guys? And if you did try to address the feedback that you got from users, did you have a system to prioritize it as to this is more important than that, or vice versa?
Able to
And
prioritize what to work on based on the feedback we got. For instance, when we posted on Stacker and we were asking what the issue were with Zeus, we noticed a lot of people complaining about the sync time, because when you open Zeus, it gives you this time where it is syncing your node and all of that. And then we saw a lot of people complain about that. And so that was one of the reasons why we worked on one of the reasons why we worked on the onboarding, where we are now explaining. So we are explaining what's happening during the sync time, so that way we keep users engaged and they are not just waiting for the app to sync. And then also yes, we made some decision based on our own intuition. For the current homepage, we actually did tests with a couple of users, and that was why we decided to work on the homepage. However, our decisions were made based on what we think work best, so based on our institution.
All right, thank you. I think we'll have to wrap it up now, so the other teams can also get some time. So who I see in the audience, there's me, Umar, Ariel, and Dee. Who would like to go next? Someone else calling in who wants to go? Anyone would like to present?
V, you're very quiet, and I know you've been working away and having fun. So
Hi. I can go. Like I don't have any.
Sorry, you're muted now.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hi. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I was just saying that I haven't made any particular presentations. but I have docs, so I can just present that and explain my projects.
Yeah, please go ahead. Just for the format,
Okay.
since you joined in a little bit later, there's 10 minutes total per project. And just a quick question: you're working on multiple projects, right? I know.
Yeah, two.
Okay.
So do I get
So
20
should we give you
minutes?
20 minutes? I don't know. Other organizers, judges, just
I
what are we doing here?
I would say
I'll try
try to
to
be
combine it
lightning.
in 15. So
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
okay, so I'll start with my first project. That's Bitcoin Housie. It's a game, uh, and with lots of research, I've come across that lots of people don't recall it by the name Housie. So maybe I'll have to change it to Bitcoin Bingo. So yeah, it's just a game, and it's a cross between crossword and the classic bingo game. So instead of numbers, we have Bitcoin terms, and you have a one-liner explainer for every term. So I can show you that, like, these are the terms, some Genesis block, private block, pub key, and the caller sheet has all the one statement state the clue basically. So how it's played is there are tokens. If I can show it in Figma, so these are the tokens that I designed. So basically, it will be like
Sorry,
We only see the
sorry,
Google.
V, to
I
yeah,
sketched
if you
it,
could
but
open the Figma, share the Figma file.
oh, okay. Hmm. Okay. Can you see it now?
Looks like it's loading. I see a black screen. Yep, there it is. We see it.
Okay. So these are the tokens. It will be front and back. So one will be front, or it can be back, and there will be a statement. The caller just takes out the token and reads the statement. Then the participants have to guess the answer, and it's a learning game, so it's not that whoever guesses it just gets to cut, but everyone collaboratively guesses the uh, word, the term, and then you can cut it on your sheet. So I had yes, the yesterday I did some user testing, and it was fun. But I figured out that some of the statements and the words don't match. So I'll work on it today. And also I have some. I included some power numbers. So there are six. I'm not sure which screen am I sharing. Is it Figma?
Yep, it's still Figma. Now it's gone, but
Okay, I'll just share my entire screen. Can you see now?
not yet.
No?
Yes, we could see now.
Okay. Yeah. So, sorry. So yeah, there are six power cards, basically 51, 21, 1, 22, 3, and 4. And it's basically all bingo flip, and you can cut a half row in 4. So whenever a number comes, it basically unlocks the power, and you can use it. So Yeah, that's then it contains the ticket sheets, collar cards, the game board, and the numbers, the clue book. Also, at first the game I thought was of adding a seed phrase. Um like there are random sheets, so taking out first 1 to 100, and then there will be a randomizer. So that it was like Christoph made it on the Lovable app, but I think it's not really working.
Yeah, this was just a
Yeah, so
one-shot
this,
AI prompt app, but it's pretty good for just typing
yeah,
in a sentence and getting this.
yeah. So this was initial, but then I thought that it will be just like it won't be engaging. So Bitcoiners really like to engage while playing. If it's just simply cut and doing things, they get bored. So also yesterday when I played it with some of them, they were also bored with the fact that how easy the questions are. So for future reference, I thought of making it a three-set game, like a beginner, intermediate, and maximalist, so that the questions goes more difficult. uh, and Yeah, so how do you play a game is basically you set up, then you take out a token, and you read the statement, then everyone guesses the answer, and then you cut it, and then you have normal winning patterns like the top line, middle line, full house, four corners, early five. So early five, I did early six because there are six confirmations for a transaction. So that's one. And so yeah, this is how you play a game. I can show you some visuals. So this is the user testing images, and these are the contestants. He was a winner, and I made some rough tickets because there is some logic in putting numbers, and I can't generate it. I couldn't generate it, so I think I would need a dev or someone to help me out there. But yeah, I created these. So these are basically of you have the words written on both the sides, and when like a 51 number comes, you just flip it, and then you can cut the numbers which are already there, and then you play it like the second side. So yeah, this is this, and and the price was Ecash. So this is my next project, but yeah, I just combined them two. Also, some visuals. This is option one for the packaging. This is option two. I like it. I like the second one better. It's more playful. So this is front and back, and this is an instruction manual. How it will be, the number board, the tokens, the collar sheet, and the ticket. So this is front and back, and also I want to make a black and white version of it. So I have tried to make it black and white so that the printing cost is low. Also, so whoever wants to print it in color, they can print color and also in black and white. So this can be the top or the bottom or vice versa. And yeah, this might be it. I hope I could explain it properly. So, any questions, or can I explain my second also, and then I'll get.
Maybe just hop in the second one.
Okay. So my, I hope you can still see my screen, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So my second idea was not idea, like I'm working on this Ecash uh, design, the note design thing. So I am thinking it as giving it as a souvenir, and so that you have it, and how to make it a souvenir, a memorable one. So we can use avatars. So my original idea was to take a picture and then the AI converts it into avatar. But then I shared my thoughts, and then Christoph told me that it's too much of a dev work, and it might not be possible. So the simpler idea is just taking up one of the 16 personalities like INFP, INFJ, and here's a reference link that we can go to. So here are all the personalities, and second is location based. So also you can add a few things to the eCash. So maybe having icon of like a cafe, their logo basically, uh, while creating an eCache that would be like here am I, and also I added a to or from. So basically you can just write down who you had transaction with and where you had that transaction. That's one thing. Then there's for accessibility. So we can print different sizes. So for the smaller sats cards, we can have the small size. For the medium sats, we can have medium size, and respectively. This was in another idea that is not possible for now, as Eric told me. So this was an implementation of AR to just capture that particular moment while like you are in a cafe and you are with your friends. So you can just make a 5 second or 6 second short video and just embed it in this eCache. And while you have when you'll see it after a few years, you'll remember that. So you can scan that QR of an AR, and the video plays in it, kind of. Then this was an idea that I got while creating the eCache. So I also wanted to have some Indian touch in it, as I'm from India. So India is very rich in its design heritage. So everywhere we have designs from textile, and also there's mehendi when we have weddings, and architecture. So I thought of adding unique border patterns to all of my eCash designs, and yeah, that was the idea, and some of the use cases that I thought of was as an event lottery scratch cards. So you can have, actually, by the way, we are doing this today as a user testing. We have bit devs here. So we are printing eCash, and one of them eCash will have like a lottery, and all the others will have one sats in it. Then we'll educate them on how it works, how you can receive and print it. So you can just distribute it among the people, and they can scratch. So we don't have a scratch thing right now, but this is an additional thing that we can have. Also, you can use it for the snacks and beverage tokens. So basically, the problem is when we use the paper thing, you don't have like a you don't know that what are the accurate payments or what are the accurate amount that not even the amount, but if we have ordered for like 20-30 people, and the shopkeeper just just says like that it's done, but you already have a card, so there's nothing to verify. It's hard to track also. So just for like transparent accounting, that how many cards were scanned, you can have the accurate number, kind of. So that's good for that as well. And then this is again an Indian touch. So in weddings, we give envelope with money, with a 1 rupee coin in it. That's the important thing. That's considered as struggle. So these cards, I've designed it, so I'll show you once. So instead of putting in money, we can the wedding one basically is here. So you have 1 rupee coin in it, and then you can scan it and receive Ecash. Also, uh, yeah. So these are some designs, and some of the suggestions, like while I was designing the print thing, like designs, I was using the eCash very frequently. So one of the problems that I had, that I can't only download the QR, so that should be there, and it will increase the usability of it. And uh, so uh, so when we print the eCash, the at the last screen you don't have any like clue or something that you'll have this scanner even if you go back. And I was very confused, and so I took screenshots of every scanner, and that was a very tedious task to do. So just having a note or something like that, it will still be with you on the first page, because I got it when I was there, so you can print it again. So that can be one suggestion. And also, I lost some sats to the Cuba Bitcoin Mint. So if some normal first time user comes and he loses his sats, it would be not a very good experience for him, and he might never come back. So, like ensuring some reliable wins. Like I asked Eric, what's the reliable mint, and he suggested me some. So then I tried doing it with that, and it was there. I could have my eCash. Then uh, the restoring process also can be better guided. So while I was I was using it on my laptop, and when I used it on my phone, so I had different seed phrase. Then recovering it, I had to understand a lot of things, and then while restoring, you have to add a mint also, and that was like I didn't know it, so I thought that it's lost. But then I added mint, and then it restored again. So maybe some kind of a guide or something would be nice.
Hey V,
And
it's
then
it's starting. It's time to start wrapping up. You maybe
yep. Just one
show
screen.
the notes, and maybe which one you want to submit, and then maybe it's time for some questions.
Yeah, sure. This is just design that I made. Uh, so this is just which will print and we'll give it to the
Nice.
users. This is for printing. I have to make 2 more pages. Then it's done. Yeah, this is it.
Awesome, and this is for the eCash notes project, right? And you had
Yeah.
multiple notes designed. So
Yes.
which one of those do you want to submit? Because Eric, I think everyone can submit one unique note, right?
Yeah, it's one submission per participant or per team for the eCash notes.
Is that it?
Yeah, so you have to pick your best one.
Okay, not sure. I'll see then. I basically like these, so maybe one of them. Can't I submit 4? Like it's the same design, just the colors. So I'll pick one.
Okay, awesome. Any questions? Any questions for me?
Yeah, what was the when you handed out the physical eCash note and you had people scanning the QR code, what was that experience like? Because I know that eCash QR codes can be very, very heavy, especially if they're larger amounts. And this is a forever struggle is some old phones really struggle to scan the QR code. Did you encounter that at all?
Today we'll have it. So in 4 or 5 hours we are distributing it. So yeah, hopefully
Okay.
I'll add that in my doc.
Because that could influence the design. So you might have to make the QR code bigger and smaller depending on what you feel.
It actually did. So I first printed this. So this was very small and I couldn't scan it. Then I made the bigger version of it. So this is what you can scan. This is what the yesterday's bingo contestant won. So yeah,
Nice.
this is scannable. So this you can scan. This will come in A4 sheet. You have 3 of them.
So okay, sorry, we gotta time's up. We gotta wrap up here now. Who wants to go next? I think we still have Umar and Ariel here on the call. Anyone would like to go?
I'm just a participant. I'm just in the audience today, for the
Okay.
record.
Cool. How about Umar? Also cool if you don't want to present or not ready yet. Oh, not presenting yet, just viewing for now. Okay, does that mean we have everyone? Everyone presented? Who's here?
I have an Ecash note I would like to show you guys.
Okay, go for it.
Please sharing my screen. Yeah. So basically, this is what I'd like to present. Here you can add up to almost 10 BTCs without, say, overlapping on top of this. Also, yeah, I kept that limit so that people don't use this as a way to transfer more than 10 BTCs. Although even 1 BTC is a lot to be giving people this way, because I'm sure it's not the most secure way of sending people stats. But yeah, basically this number can go as big as 10 Bitcoin. The idea with this was to help the user or the person who is getting it presented to, helping the orange pill the person better. So it has all the terms and the terminologies that are usually used by people who are orange pilling other people. Like, it's fully peer to peer. There are only 21 million and not backed by any government. Also, it's a global currency where it's not uh, owned by any particular country. Therefore, yeah, you have the whole world map. You also have a tiny chancellor on the brink of breakdown, bank collapse, sorry, bank bailout, and that's like a secret tag that's been added there. Also, where person can redeem the thing, and this can be used as a place to update the logo. Where if the person has like a custom logo that he would like to add. But yeah, the size of this QR code can be increased. Again, depending on whether required or not. But I think this should work. Any questions?
Maybe I missed that context. How do you envision circulating this? How can people access this?
People will. So this will be printed out, and then you will be giving it out as eCash notes to with the right QR codes.
There's a tool called Burr where you can upload an SVG on the back end, and then we take these designs, we convert them to SVG, and then you run through the tool called Burr, and it's just like a 4-step wizard here. So you deposit your sats, just hit next, and then it allows you to basically get like an A4 that you can just print out, and you can determine the amount of notes, denomination. So I want 10 1-sat notes. Like Asit is running through it here. But the idea is that these Ecash notes would be integrated into the Bird tool, which is just a web page.
Yep. Yeah, that's about it.
Awesome, cool, thank you. And Bajak, did that answer your question about the name of the project?
Bitcoin note, I assume?
So then we have the track, Eric, which I think is called Ecash notes, right? And then
Yeah.
Asit specific project. Asit, do you have like a name? Because for the judges, it's important to know, like when you submit a project on the submission form, like what the name is, so we can kind of we know we can assign it. Do you have a name for like Asit's Ecash notes? So.
Like mine is sovereign node.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in the
You can always
submission
come up
form,
with
we'll
a
also
name
have the
later.
person's name in there. So I think we should be able to assign it if that's the concern. Yeah, cool, awesome. Then we're a little bit over the hour. We've got a bunch of presentations here. If we're all good, then everyone can hang around and chat if you'd like. If you have any more questions, if anyone wants to stick around, any judges here, Paper Psych, maybe you have some questions or so, or anyone else, Eric, Bajak, or you just want to chat, feel free to hang out, or we can just wrap it up. And I know Dee and Umar, you're still probably working on projects. You guys all good? Feeling good about later?
And you guys have till midnight UTC to put the fine touches on your projects and submit them. So take advantage of that time if you need it. I'll be online all day. So if there's any last minute feedback that you want, feel free to message me on Discord. Think I really enjoyed all the projects that you guys shared. Zeus, Bonsai, the Ecash notes, all of that. Really, really, really inspiring stuff.
Yeah, and just one last note to add in. There's, the judging is going to be done by a group of, I think it's 5 judges. So they're going to rely heavily on your ability to tell a story when you submit the video presentation. So that video link that you submit in the project submission form is very important because not all of the judges have been present on this call. Basak is very kind to join us. So make sure you do a very good video presentation of your project to support it. And that's it. Thank you so much for all of your work, everyone.
Yeah, thank you so much. Then we'll see you online, see you in the second round. Oh, Toby, go for it.
Hi, Christoph. Thank you. So what I wanted to ask something, right? I think Mo just mentioned we should try to like tell a story on our video uploads. So even if we presented on this call, we should also upload a video.
You don't necessarily have to. If you feel like you presented everything that you wanted here in this call, you're happy with it, then this call can be used, this recording. But if you feel like something wasn't captured, you want to redo it, or I don't know, something else, you have whatever reason you may have, then you're also welcome to record a video walkthrough. But you don't have to. That's your call.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay. Awesome. Then I'll stop the recording here.